Have you ever stopped to think that maybe other people's opinions are holding you back from living the life you really want? What if I told you that it's totally possible to break free from this and take control of your own story? Now, imagine a future where the criticisms of others no longer have the power to shape your choices, make you doubt yourself, or steer you away from your dreams. Does it seem impossible? I assure you that, with the right strategies, you can leave behind the constant worry about what others think and live with much more freedom and confidence. Throughout this video, I will show you how to distance yourself from these external voices so you can finally make decisions based on what really matters to you, without getting lost in the expectations and judgments of others. I know that at first it may seem like a big challenge. We live in a society where other people's opinions often define us, and for a long time, we can believe that external validation is essential to our well-being. The truth, however, is that we condition ourselves to believe that the other person's view of us is more important than our own perception. This behavior is natural. After all, we seek belonging and acceptance, something that is deeply rooted in our evolution as human beings. However, what most of us don't know is that this need for approval can become an emotional prison, preventing us from acting according to our own desires and purposes. The secret to breaking free from this is learning to prioritize your own choices, your own feelings, and your own thoughts. I will show you how to do this, and throughout the video, you will realize that distancing yourself from others' opinions is not only possible, but also life-changing. When you start to understand that someone's opinion about your life doesn't define who you really are, you begin to break free. It's a process of self-awareness, where you will realize that the criticisms or praises don't have the power to shape your worth. They can, of course, be constructive, but they should never be the determining factor in your decisions. The key here is learning to distinguish between what truly matters and what is not worth your energy. Other people's opinions are like a river of information and judgments flowing all the time around you. What you need to do is build your inner bridge so that, although the river flows, you stay firm on your path. I will show you throughout this video how to build that mental structure that will allow you to distance yourself from external voices and focus only on what is truly meaningful to you. Transformation begins with the understanding that you are the only person responsible for your life. And from there, you can change the way you respond to external pressures. Have you ever noticed how we spend an enormous amount of time and energy thinking about what others will say or think about our actions? Many times, this thought paralyzes us, makes us give up trying, or leads us to make decisions based on the fear of judgment. This behavior is a direct consequence of the way we were taught to seek approval from others. When we live to please everyone, we forget who we really are. This is something common, especially in modern times, where we are constantly bombarded with external expectations, whether on social media or in our interactions with friends and family. The good news, however, is that this doesn't have to be your way of life. When you learn to focus on what you really want and begin to distance yourself from others' expectations, freedom takes over. Decisions are made from the inside out, based on what you believe is best for your life, not on what others think you should do. Let's explore together, step by step, how to make this shift to focus back on your true center and find the courage to follow your own path. The human mind is incredibly powerful, but it also has its traps. One of the greatest challenges for anyone who wants to distance themselves from others' opinions is understanding that the human mind was programmed to seek social acceptance. This programming is rooted in our ancestral need for belonging to a group, which ensured our survival in primitive times. However, in the modern context, this constant search for approval can become a burden, distancing us from what truly matters. The good news is that you can reprogram your mind, but this requires self-awareness and consistent practice. When you become aware of this mental mechanism, you can act strategically and, over time, distance yourself from others' opinions without losing focus on your true goal. Throughout this video, I will show you how to use this awareness to your advantage so that you can take control of your life and stop living in response to what others think. I fully understand that at certain times in life, other people's opinions may seem stronger than ever. This is especially true when we are going through tough times or trying something new and unfamiliar. In these situations, external pressure may feel overwhelming, making you doubt yourself and feel insecure. However, Believe me when I say that other people's opinions do not have power over you unless you allow them to. Every person who criticizes you or tries to impose their worldview is, in fact, reflecting their own beliefs, insecurities, and experiences. When you begin to accept that someone else's opinion is simply that a limited perspective based on that person's experiences, you start to break free from the weight of external expectations. When you realize this, you become more resilient, because you understand that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. This change in perspective can be a turning point in your journey of self-awareness and freedom. Now, you must be wondering, how can I start to change this? How can I stop caring so much about what others think of me? The answer lies in self-awareness and building your self-esteem. When you know who you are, it becomes much easier to identify external voices that don't make sense and choose which criticisms are genuinely constructive. The first step is learning to silence the internal voice that says you must please everyone all the time. It's not about being arrogant or indifferent, but about having the clarity that your choices are yours and your life is yours. I will show you how, over time, this people-pleasing behavior will become an increasingly distant memory. Change begins when you decide that your happiness no longer depends on validation from others. Another important aspect is building a support network that helps you grow without trying to change who you are. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on the way you see yourself and how much you care about others' opinions. If you are surrounded by people who constantly judge you or try to impose their own beliefs, it's time to reevaluate that circle. True emotional freedom comes when you find a group of people who respect you for who you are and support your choices without attempting to change you. This doesn't mean you need to cut ties with everyone who disagrees with you, but rather seek those who help you grow and become the best version of yourself. As you distance yourself from destructive criticism and move closer to those who truly support you, you will feel more secure and confident in your decisions. The daily practice of gratitude also plays an essential role in this process of distancing from external opinions. Gratitude helps us focus on what we have already achieved, on our qualities, and on our victories, big or small. When you start practicing gratitude, you automatically feel more comfortable with who you are and with the path you are on. Gratitude changes your perspective because it makes you realize how capable you are and how valuable you already are, regardless of what others say. When you begin to look at yourself with more kindness and appreciation, it becomes easier to let go of the criticisms and live the life you truly want. This is a continuous process, a daily choice to focus on what makes you feel good and not on the voices that want to steer you away from your essence. In a world saturated with opinions and judgments, the greatest challenge isn't hearing what others say, but knowing what to do with those opinions. There is no problem in listening, as long as you have clarity about what is useful and what is just noise. The secret is understanding that, in the end, the only person who should make decisions about your life is you. No matter how much others' opinions may seem right or convincing, the only person who truly knows what is good for you is you. So, when you feel overwhelmed by a sea of external voices, take a deep breath and remember, you have the power to choose what you will absorb and what you will let pass. The power of decision is in your hands. Now that you understand how to distance yourself from others' opinions, I invite you to reflect on what you can change immediately. When was the last time an external opinion paralyzed you or made you make a decision based on the fear of judgment? What can you do to break free from this? Remember that your life is unique, and you have the right to live according to your own values and desires. The choices you make now shape the future you will have. Don't let anyone, not even yourself, take that from you. You deserve to live the life you've always dreamed of, free from the weight of others.